All right, back with another gym vlog. This is a special one because you're going to see where I usually train. This is my gym, Leodis Gym, right here. It's one of the specialized type of gyms. I love it. I've been coming here for quite a while. I walk to it. It's nothing for me because I have long strides in my legs, and it's summertime, so why not get my steps in at the same time? You know, a little bit more exercise before I get here. So I'm going to talk to Stuart, the owner. I've been really looking forward to this. Well, I've been trying to get him booked in for a while, so we're just going to show you hopefully we'll give it a good tour and talk to the guys in there. I have quite a few buddies in there. Hopefully they'll share some advice that you guys will find useful, and that me too will find useful. So I'm going to go in and show you what we're doing here. So long time no see.
How you doing, buddy? I like
that.
Yeah, okay.
Good. Yeah,
good.
Yeah. I only saw you last Friday. Wasn't it?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So tell me about you and what's your name and and all that. What's your name first?
So I'm Stuart, owner of Leodis Gym here in Leeds. Former Mr. Universe bodybuilding champion, Mr. World. Now full-time with the business and pushing and promoting the gym. So it's been 10 years now since we've been at this one. We've got another facility over in York, Ebor Fitness, which is we've had that 17 years now. I never really thought about branching out and having more than the one gym in York, but when the opportunity came to take this, we took it. It looked very, very different to how it looks now. It's all been fully refurbished. I don't think there's a single bit of kit in here now that there was 10 years ago, so it's complete overall. But yeah, like you say, it's only half an hour from where I live, so it's not too bad to travel either.
Okay, and you were a businessman before you bought these gyms, before you took over these gyms, would you say?
So I worked in a gym. I was 23-year-old, I think, when I started my first one. So I was working in gyms, did a little bit of DJing, that sort of stuff on the side on the weekend. When the opportunity came to start my own, obviously we did that in York, and then that grew to bringing this one on.
All right, that's cool. Well, I love this gym. I've been telling people this is the gym. If you're in the north, you gotta come here. I've just telling one of my friends. Shout out to Rich. He works in Holland by one of my gym buddies, one of my gym friends. I said he's gonna come here, so you come over here and try this, all right? It was all right for you to show us around the facilities.
Absolutely, yeah. Certainly show you the facilities and the kit that we've got. So, like I say, it's been fully refurbed since we took it over 10 years ago. We went with predominantly a lot of hammer strength stuff. So the majority of this kit in here is hammer strength. I'm glad you said that. I wanted to ask you about that logo, that hammer strength training center. Is that like a staple or something? Do you know when we did this in Ebor first? I trained at a gym over in Rochdale, and it was all hammer strength. I love the equipment evolution. It was called over in Rochdale a couple of times, and the quality of the kit was absolutely fantastic. So I'd been over to America a couple of times, and they had a lot of hammer strength in the gyms out there, the Gold's gyms and stuff like this. And I wanted to bring that to my gym. So there wasn't actually that many hammer strength training centres about. I think the York gym was actually the first one in Yorkshire. At the time, you had to obviously just have so many pieces of equipment to be qualified as that. And I wanted to replicate that here as well because, like you say, really good stuff. It stood the test of time. This stuff's been in probably 5-6 years, and it still looks absolutely brand new. So but we've got some other bits as well. Some of the Watson pieces, like the attachments and the bars. We've just got the new Watson dumbbells. And I think we've got an Atlantis piece as well, which is really good. So, like you say, for the size of it, we've got a lot of quality kit in a small area. Yeah, we've got the cardio section. So for the gym, for the size we've got the assault bike, a couple of rowers, some treadmills. The Stairmasters are obviously very, very popular. Especially if you do have any of the guys that are competing and trying to get in really good shape, or even those that have got photo shoots or holidays coming up and stuff like that. That's the machine to get the body fat off you. So like I say, they're very popular.
First time I tried that, I almost fell off of it. I went to too high up there. And one guy was watching me, and I just sort of like, I didn't know what to do. I was finishing, and I just sort of jumped off of it. So I ain't going to do that again.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I've spent plenty of hours on there getting ready for shows and stuff. So I'm pretty used to it now. It's been a while since I've been on. So
you haven't had any incidents on there?
No, not that I can remember.
Okay, so it's just me.
Yeah, just you, mate.
Yeah, I just making a fool of myself. But that's all good. I'm still here to talk.
This is a piece of kit that I use in another gym. Really smooth hack squat. I've been on hack squats before that give me a lot of like back issues and knee issues. This one's got a nice big plate. It can put your feet exactly where you want them, so you get no knee trouble. Good back support, great angle, so there's no pressure on the back, and you can just really feel it running. You know, the pressure actually running through the legs where it's supposed to be hitting. And yeah, really nice kit. So I thought, you know, when I could get it, this was one of the pieces that I definitely wanted to put in the gym.
Okay, so what else would you say? You got this Smith machine here. Sorry, what do you call it?
Yeah, we've got like, I think it's got the four way. I think you've got your 4 different stations on there. So you've got your crossovers, your low rows, your lat pull down, and also tricep push down just over there. Right. Like you said, we've got
a lot of
bunch of different attachments. You've got a lot of attachments.
All kinds of different attachments.
So I'm a bit of a gym kit geek, so I like to get the best of everything.
Yeah,
so we've got your mag grips here, which you know, these are the first ones. Basically, these are the piloted mag grips. And it makes you have it with almost like an open hand. You can't really get right the way around like you can on a regular bar. But it actually, for me, it takes a lot of the bicep out of the movement, and really you're able to isolate the lat when you're doing this.
That's the point of using it.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like you say, it really helps me to. Some people maybe don't like it because they can't wrap your wrist with it, but I don't think you actually need to. The way that it's positioned, how comfy it is, it just enables you to really squeeze with the lat when you're doing either your pull downs or your rows. We've also got, so that's your mag grips. Them ones, but I've also I spoke about like the Watson attachments, and this is we've got a lot of thick grip, the fat grip Watson attachments, and again, just works in a different way. It feels different on the grip. It feels different on the bicep, and like you said, it can give you a bit of a different feeling to just using a regular bar. So, like I said, lots of different attachments, lots of different things. So essentially, you know, with all these different ones, we can turn the row into multiple different machines because of all the different attachments, and the same with the lat pull down.
Oh, that's cool. So depending on like how the thickness is of the grip, it can take out a body part so that you can focus more on the body part that you are working on, and things like that. So, that's cool.
Like you say, it just mixes things up a little bit, and it helps you take different angles and slightly different positions. So again, different body types will, you know, feel better with different attachments and different bars, and that's why we try and get the whole range of them, so you can find what's right for your body, because that might be different to what's right for my body. So
that's fantastic. Well, that's awesome. Having variety is nice, so you don't have to just use the same attachment.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the thing, you know, when I'm creating these gyms, I want to, you know, I'm creating them with the idea that I'm going to train here as well, and I want to be able to hit the back from multiple different angles, and you know, have all these different attachments so that I can take my physique to the best possible level, and obviously I want that for all the members as well.
I like the quality of the plates that you have in here.
There's something about the cast iron plates.
The cast iron.
I'm not a big fan of the rubber plates. I like to hear that metal clanking.
You hear that clanking?
The old school gym thing, right?
That.
So yeah, exactly. You know, you're in a proper gym, right? You know, so we've got some of the rubber bumper plates for people that want to do Olympic lifting, but yeah, for just on the machines and stuff, I like the sound of that metal.
Oh, you don't get me wrong. It's good to have them there. I like them. I do use them. But for the most part.
Yeah, I just like the sound of hearing that in the background. It's fantastic. Yeah,
something about that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, so and then we've got the new dumbbells as well. These just came in.
Oh, you've got to show these.
Yeah, so these just came in a couple of weeks ago. The Watson dumbbells, anyone that knows the gym kit will know that the Watson dumbbells are the best dumbbells in the world.
These are Watson dumbbells?
Yeah, these are Watson dumbbells. See the little logo there. Watson dumbbells are just renowned as the best dumbbells in the world. We've got them at my other gym, and I really wanted to be in a position that I could put them into this gym as well. And here we are now, like you say, 10 years down the line from opening, finally been able to do that the other week. So for me, this is the finishing touch to the gym.
That's like
the missing piece, exactly. So with the other dumbbells, we kind of we got our money's worth out of them. You got your money's worth out. They were falling to pieces at the end. But like you say, they've done all right for us for 10 years. But now it's time to go up a level as we push the gym on to bigger and better things. Having these as the like I say, the finishing touch really to the equipment.
So now you've been able to make that upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've gone from the Watsons, we've gone from 5k up to 52.5k. We have some of the bigger ones. They go up to 70s and 80s and stuff. But they're the proper old school ones. In time, we're going to add more Watson ones to the collection and replace these older ones. But yeah, like for now,
that's an 80 kg, by the way.
Yeah, 80 kg. Yeah, so we've got your strength machine, nice and steady. We get a nice smooth one. We've got the hammer strength one of that as well. Really smooth piece of kit. Hip extension, really good one for working the hamstrings.
Is that
glutes.
new? I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, that's been here a while. Again, it's a Watson piece. It's been here for a while, that one. So I've moved things around a little bit. I'm in the process. I don't know if it's all going to stay like this because we had we moved a couple of things about to make way for a bit of new kit. These are kind of all over at the moment, but they will be getting a proper home soon. So we did move that one from over there. But yeah, like I say, really good for working the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and all that posterior chain. So really good bit of kit, that one.
I'm sure you've noticed a lot of ladies like to spend the time in this area because they like to, work their lower
fantastic. Obviously a lot of lasses like to work glutes and train glutes and that lot. And this for me is probably one of the best pieces of kit for training glutes. I think the feeling that you get from it when you do it right is very painful, but it's very very good. And like you say, you can see a lot of glute development if you do this one right.
Can you give us a quick demonstration of how just for those who might be curious about how it works? And I won't mind seeing
yeah, absolutely. So all you're going to do is you're going to jam your feet, your heels back against this pad here. Okay, the idea is to kind of round over with your back, okay? So some people will, if they're trying to train the lower back, they're just going to come up and they're going to just bend the back, but we want to stay rounded, okay? So all we're doing is this bit is staying rounded, and we're going to drive the hips into the pad. So it's only a small movement. As we go to the bottom, you push your ass up to the ceiling, get a stretch on the hamstrings, and then you're going to basically just drive the hips into the pad. And that's all you're going to do. You're going to stretch the hamstrings and drive the hips in. So there's no lower back actually involved. It's all coming through the hamstrings and the glutes.
Okay. So it's different than the back extension.
Yeah, exactly right. So you can use this for a back extension if you wanted to.
If you want to. That's a back extension.
That's a back extension. Yes. But the hip extension for the glutes is where you keep the back rounded and really drive the hips into the pad.
Yeah. I've never ever seen anyone do that. Not that. I ever see back extensions. I've done back extensions.
Yeah, there's a lot of the women. You'll notice if you see any of the women doing it, a lot of them will be doing it rounded back and really driving with the glutes and the hips into the pad. Over machine. So those that are into the bodybuilding history will have seen Dorian Yates using his Nautilus pullover. We've got the hammer strength version. Again, a really nice piece of kit. So people say it works the chest. I feel it works a lot more back and lats. And you can get, if you do it right, again, relaxing the arms, just getting a really big stretch on the lats, and then driving down with the elbows. You can really feel that work in your lats. Again, takes all there's no bicep involved, it is just pure lat, so it's a really good one. I like to start my workouts with that, but some people again like to just finish up on it. So
nice one, man. That sounds good. So is this, how would you?
Yeah, a couple of different angles of rows.
Different angles of rows.
Yeah, you've got the isolateral low row, you've got the high row. So again, these can be worked, like say, one at a time or together, and again, just slightly different angles and variations on the row. So yeah, that's them too.
Yeah, that's great. And then there's another, this is a row as well?
Yeah, so you've got your low row here and you've got your high row here. Both are working the back, but like I said, just from slightly different angle, Then we've got the pull-up bars on top of the power racks for those that want to do without, and you're going to see when we go to the power racks, we've got the bunch of different attachments and handle. We really went into detail on that because I wanted to make sure there was a big variation of choices for them to use. But of course, everyone can do pull-ups, and this is a great one for them to start on. just so they can obviously take a little bit of weight off their own body weight and just start learning how to do it on this machine.
Yeah.
You also got the dips on there as well. Again, another thing that not everybody can do, body weight. But if you do want to do it body weight, you just pull the pad down, and now you can do 3 pull-ups or you can do 3 dips. So
nice. Yeah, just from a slight adjustment.
Exactly. Yeah, just take the pad away, or you can bring it up if you need it. If you do want to have that support.
That's it. Yeah, because I like to use both. I mostly do pull-ups like that, but sometimes I do assisted. Because
and it depends where you're doing it in your workout. Maybe you're doing pull-ups at the start of your workout and you're fresh, and that's fine. You can do the bodyweight ones, but towards the end, once you've actually, already pre-exhausted the back, doing full bodyweight pull-ups isn't really an option. So you can always come on here and just take a little bit of your weight off and like counterbalance it, and then just kind of finish your back off with a few sets of assisted pull-ups.
How do you usually do? You usually start off with pull-ups, or do you do it at the end?
If I was going to do them, I think I'll probably do them at the start.
When you're strongest.
Yeah, I think so. But like I say, I'm quite a big fan of the lat pull-down machine, and just we've got so many different attachments, a couple of different variations of handle, and I'll probably just do a couple on there as opposed to doing too much on the pull-ups, although obviously pull-ups is a fantastic exercise. It's one that I can do a little bit better when I'm a little bit lighter. So, if I'm bulking, I'll a little bit carry a bit more weight.
Well, you're lifting less weight. Then
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you've got here a 4-way hip and glute. Again, a little bit of a space saver. Some people have the adductor and the abductor machines, but this is going to be able to, basically you can do adductors, abductors, you can do hip flexors, and you can also do glutes on this depending on where you have the bar position. So so that's essentially it. Like I say, it means we can essentially have four machines and 4 different exercises all in one space. Because like I say, we are at the biggest gym, so we've got to be a little bit smarter with the stuff that we're choosing, how we can use it multiple different ways. And this is why we have so many different handles and attachments. People can make one machine into 7 different machines with the right attachments on. So.
Yeah, very smart. I like.
So we've got the Watson bars. I've got 4 different styles. We've got your flat bar, you've got EZ, we've got this bar, which I suppose like a tricep bar, and this would be for bench press variation. So quite difficult to handle this one if you've never used it before. It wobbles a lot in your hand when you're not even just the big one. If you're doing like a bench press with it, takes a lot of control to manage it. So like I say, a little bit different to just a regular Olympic bar. But again, just bringing in all these different variations, you can see all the different angles and places that you can put your hands. It's going to work either chest or tricep or wherever it might be, and again, just thinking about things that we can use that are going to be for multiple different exercises, so you can do a ton of different stuff on these bars.
That's great.
Like I say, either on the EZ bar, or you can set up one of the racks and use it as a bench or tricep extension, or
keep that multi-purpose.
Exactly right.
I like that.
So, and like I say, we've got the 3 power racks.
What is that?
So this is this is for hip extensions. So like for basically, hip extensions. This is for hip thrusts or glute bridges. Okay. Essentially, you're going to put your weights on the end. You put the pad across your waist, and your shoulder blades would go on the back, and you would just hip thrust up with the weight across you. So some people prefer to use just a normal barbell on them. This is sometimes a little bit easier to get in and out of.
That looks more beneficial and easier to do.
And you've got some machines, you've got these now that come in machines and stuff like that, but again, for us, just the bar, loading the weight up and just doing it on a bench works absolutely fine.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that little tour. No worries. Appreciate it. It was good, just to show the viewers like what's here, because I love this stuff, so I wanted to show my viewership what we got here.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
So if I were brand new to the gym, like what advice? How would you advise me? Like what could I expect from you to motivate me to keep going, to see this long term, like how to stick to it. What would you say?
Well, I think if you're new to this gym or any gym, I think that you're potentially a little bit nervous about going in there, or you're a bit worried about what people think about you and stuff like this. I think the fact that you've come in, that's probably the biggest step, and that's the biggest hurdle. Sometimes walking through the door is the biggest challenge, but when you're in here, you realise that quite a friendly bunch, and some of the most knowledgeable people that you'll meet to do with fitness at training gyms just like this. So they understand training, they understand that they started out once as well, just like I did, just like you did. We all started somewhere, and the majority of people are more than happy to help people along their journey. But I mean, if you're coming straight into the gym, the first place you're going to go is to our reception and our counter, where you're going to meet our staff. Very friendly guys, always make everybody feel welcome, and they're always on hand as well to give advice, or whether it be how to train a certain body part, or nutritional advice, or whatever that may be. But I think that, like I said, don't be scared about reaching out for and asking for a little bit of help. For me as well, actually investing in a personal trainer and someone that can put you in the right direction is money well spent. If it's something that you wanted to do seriously and you want to make it a lifestyle change, or something that you're doing for years to come, you may as well start off on the right foot and understand how to do things. I mean, if you get a good trainer, they will bespoke the plan to you, and they will help you to actually put a plan that's going to align with your goals. I think sometimes it can become a little bit overwhelming if you're just going to go straight to the internet and try and download a plan or get nutrition advice, because there's a million different plans out there for different body types, people with different goals and different starting points. It can become a little bit overwhelming if you're just kind of throw yourself in there. So actually having someone to work with you, even if it's just for the first few weeks, to put you on the right path. And you know what, like, I think a lot of people, why they end up dropping out is because they don't really know what they're doing. If you have a plan from the start, for me, that means that you're going to start seeing results from the start. And if you've got a good plan, you start seeing results, you're not going to want to stop this, because you and I both know the benefits of exercise and eating right, and it makes you feel, of course you look better, but you feel better as well. It's great for mental health, it's great for physical health, everything. And just like you say, just general get up and go, and like you say, it should be just part of, I believe, everybody's lifestyle, going to the gym, or some form of exercise anyway, whether it's out walking or going swimming or coming to the gym, whatever it might be. We should all be doing something every day, whatever it is that you enjoy. But like you say, once you get into this and get into the gym, it becomes addictive, it becomes part of your everyday life, and you will not want to stop it. So for me, get off to the right start, hire a trainer, speak to the staff, get a proper plan in place for yourself, and then once you start seeing the results, you won't want to stop.
That's exactly what I would say.
Find some really knowledgeable people in gyms like this. So if it's not a PT, if it's a friend who comes to a gym like this, go along with them, let them take you under the wing for a little bit, and like you say, somebody to show you the ropes and show you the way. PTs are probably like most things in life, you're going to get what you pay for. If you pay more, you're going to get a better quality one. But you are also paying for speed, and it depends what the issue is. If you've got a lot of body fat to lose, and are you prepared to spend another year or two trying to work it out yourself while you get the result that you want, or would you like someone to come in and probably tell you in 6 weeks everything you need to know? Again, it depends on what people value. I get it, money can be tight sometimes, especially at the moment. But if that's the case and you genuinely can't afford it, just ask people behind the counter, the reception staff, other members of the gym. Do your research yourself. If you can't afford it, we've got a great resource right here on YouTube, right? You can go type in there, and if you're prepared to do the research and have a look and find out what it is that, and a little bit trial and error, and see what works for you, and then that's a way. But like obviously it's just a little bit longer drawn out way. So
it's true, because some people are impatient when they want results out now. So if you want it quick, then you get the PT. Just make some sacrifice somewhere else maybe.
So I mean, look what you're looking at, probably 30-40 quid a session for a personal trainer. They will obviously vary, but you can spend that on Deliveroo. you know, you can quite easily, you know what I mean? You can spend that on a night out, or even, you won't even get much of a night out for the cost of a PT session, you know. So it comes down to people's priorities. If it's not a priority for people and they prefer the nights out or something, that's cool. That's where they're at in their journey in life.
Yeah, but don't complain.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't complain.
Yeah. But like, if you put it against somebody that's really overweight, that's going to have health issues in the next year or two, if they don't start dropping that weight, the price of a PT session versus what it's going to cost them later down the line is nothing. So it's nothing at all.
You can't put a price on that.
Exactly.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
But it's not just, we talk about like really obese people that need to lose weight for health reasons. It's people that maybe, you know, to me, you might not look particularly overweight, but they don't feel confident in their own body, and they don't want to take the top off on holiday, or, you know, getting dressed in front of the partner or whatever it might be, because they feel self-conscious. Well, that's no way to live your life. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you can fast track that process of feeling like that, and not feeling confident, and feeling down about the way that you look, or the, you know, how you're showing up every day. Even we go to like things like just energy levels. I think when I work with my clients, the first thing that we notice is their improved energy levels once we start getting them training right and actually fueling the body properly, and understanding about nutrition. Because, you know, training is one thing, nutrition is just a whole other minefield. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, but it's also way more complicated. You know, so it's having someone that can, like you say, shorten that distance, get you to where you want to be a little bit faster, and get the basics. You understand, learn the basics, and then you can go off and do it on your own. Yeah,
because you would have the knowledge then.
Exactly right. You've got the knowledge in 6 weeks or 12 weeks, as opposed to 6 years of trying to work out on your own.
To like take that to the next level, then because you pay for more. But I wanted to ask you about your journey, and how did you get into bodybuilding and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I went to at 15 years old, I went to a gym called Atlanta Gym in York. It's not there anymore, but I went there on work experience. So it was the owners of the gym actually ran the Mr. York bodybuilding show, and it was round about the time that I was there that the show was actually on. So with all these guys that were absolutely jacked up and ripped and stuff like that coming into the gym, there was no real big chain gyms around back then when I was 15. So certainly not in York. We might have had one, if that, but it was a lot of just the local independent gyms, so a lot of people came to the gym that I was at. And I went down to go watch the show after being there on work experience. I loved it. I thought I'd love to have a little go at that. They give me a year's membership at the end of work experience to go and train there for free for a year. And I ended up going and working there, actually. I dropped out of college, went there, and I was there until I was 23, and I started my own gym in York. So like I said, I've had that for 17 years, and 10 years ago we decided to come over to Leeds and with this gym. But as far as my own training goes, I actually did my first show when I was 18, I think it was, maybe 17, just turned 18. It was the Mr. England under 18s. Or under 21s, I think it was, one of the junior classes anyway, which I won by default because I was the only person there. So I got my first place trophy, and then I went on to win the Mr. York. I beat 3 lads in that one, and I had a good little run as a junior. And then through my early 20s, I continued doing it every couple of years. I didn't really do much, to be honest, with it. And when I started working with a guy, I actually got myself a coach and worked with a guy called Ken Roscoe, who was responsible for multiple Mr. Britain winners, multiple Mr. Universe winners. This guy was super knowledgeable on nutrition and all things bodybuilding, and he really helped me to unlock my potential, because really, if you look at me when I was 25, 26, there was no way in the world anyone would have thought that in 3-4 years you're going to be world champion and Mr. Universe, and he really helped to unlock my potential. I was surrounded by a great bunch of people, because everybody, it was basically Team Food Tech, it was called, and you had people like your Dave Tittertons, Dan Wellburns, Max O'Connor's, you know, a lot of Cade, there's you know, a lot of guys later on. It was Drew Walker and stuff like this. A lot of these guys are awesome bodybuilders, but we're surrounded by these guys all the time, and that helped to really drive you on. And I think it showed the power of having those guys as teammates, but also you know, also rivals in a couple of classes as well. You know, we would go up against each other as well. Being surrounded by these great bodybuilders helped push me on to new levels. And so like you say, I ended up winning the Mr. UK, I think. What was that? 2011. I went on to win the Mr. World in 2012. I won the British and the Mr. Universe in 2013, and turned pro in the NABA Pro League. So yeah.
Okay.
You know, we're prepared to invest in things like, you know, 7 different mag grips and you know, all these different fat grip bars and stuff like that. Little things that they just won't do in the big chain gyms.
That's one thing I say about those kind of gyms. They're not going to invest like this guy's doing.
You'll notice, you know, some of the guys in there got great physiques, and the girls got great physiques, and it's just somewhere that people want to be surrounded by people that are all on the same sort of mission. And that's not to discount that people that are just beginners can't come in here. I think it's really important that they do start in gyms like this, because you're going to be surrounded by people that have all been on the journey that you want to go on. You know, and like you say, they might look intimidating, and I understand that, you know, but honestly, a lot of the guys that really take the sport serious and the training serious, they're literally the nicest guys that you'll ever meet. There's no ego with them. There's no, you know, sort of looking down on new starters and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of people that are really helpful. So I think, you know, coming into an environment like this is really going to help you to spur on and go to the next level. Yeah,
because if they think of it the wrong way, like a woman, for example, who doesn't know about training, will come in here, see these big guys, weights clanking all over the place, all that kind of stuff, and get pulled off and walk right back out that door.
Yeah, it can be.
You hear that, but it's not like that. Very friendly. Always happy to help you.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go to those budget gyms, I see girls on the treadmill looking at gossip magazines.
Yeah.
You know, just not really breaking a sweat.
You're not really pushing yourself. You're going to push yourself to the next level, being surrounded by people like that in there. And that's fine if that's just, they want to go through the motions and do their thing. That's totally cool. But I think most people, if they're walking into a gym, it's because they want to get a result, and places like this will definitely help you get that result. So
yeah, if you really are serious, you'll come to a serious gym, and you'll be much better off.
Yeah, and I think you say, like you said, people that potentially come in and go, oh, big guys in the gym or banging weights in the gym. You know what? I think once you actually get in and realise that everyone just focus on themselves. You know,
they're not worried about you.
Nobody. You know, sorry to vegetable, but not that important. You know, if someone's training, they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. They focus on them. You know, and there's never. And do you know, I wouldn't even tolerate it if I seen somebody taking the piss out of somebody that was either overweight or just starting. I just wouldn't have that, because everybody that's in the gym right now, no matter what level they're at, they've all started somewhere. They all had day one in the gym at some point. Do you know what I mean? And if someone had been you know, not very kind to them or not very helpful to them, maybe they wouldn't have gone on the journey that they've been on. So like you say, I think a lot of it's built up in people's heads, that they think that it's going to be like this. Once actually, like I said, like the start of the conversation, the hardest thing sometimes is just walking through the door. When you walk through the door, you realise actually it's not as bad as I thought, and I just get on and do my thing. And you know, you're going to walk out, you're going to be feeling better within a period of time. You're going to be looking better, and you know, like I say, you'd be so glad that you actually did take that first step and join the gym.
Right, absolutely. So, in closing, like, what would you say, like, from all this conversation that we've been having, what would you say, like, the key things that people should bear in mind when joining the gym?
I think, well, I mean, look, it's got to be somewhere that you're comfortable with. Like I say, I would always look to promote the smaller gyms. Obviously, I run a couple of independent gyms, but you know, like you say, you are supporting people in the local area. You've got these little local gyms as opposed to the big budget chains that just come in and make sweeping changes, and you know, you are just a number in them gyms. You're just a number
to them, isn't it?
You're just numbers. You know, you pay your £10 a month, £15 a month, or whatever, and there's no help, there's no support, there's no friendly hello when you walk in. Which, you know, to a lot of the guys that come in here, you know, that's an important thing. And you know, we certainly pride ourselves, not just this gym but my other gym, of having great customer service and knowing the customers by first name, and you know, like you say, actually creating an environment that people want to come back into. Because if you're made to feel welcome, and if you are made to feel like you wanted, or that you know, the guy behind the counter remembers my name or remembers what I was talking about to him last week and stuff like that, you're going to want to come back. And if you want to come back, you're going to become fitter, you're going to become healthier, you're going to achieve your goals a lot quicker. So so like I say, take the first step. Like you say, it's definitely, if you sat on the fence and you're thinking, I'm not too sure if it's for me, come and give it a try. Give it a try. You know, you can buy day passes at most gyms, especially the independents. Come down, give it a go. You'll realise that all the things that you're probably thinking about were just created in your head and stories you were telling yourself, and we're not actually true at all. And you'll find you have a great time. And like you say, the benefits that you're going to see from actually coming down here, as opposed to just thinking about coming down here, are going to be huge.
Great. Thank you, bro.
No worries, mate.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, there's some great nuggets of advice there. So I hope you do take all this in that we're saying, especially what Stuart's saying. I support anyone who's, you know, nervous or intimidated by the gym. You know, I was once a guy that, you know, didn't know much about gym, well, a long time ago. I've been training for most of my life, but I had to start somewhere.
Everybody does.
You have to start somewhere. So everyone here started somewhere, and they're here, men and the women. So just give it a try and then see how you feel. That's what we're saying. That's all. All right, there you have it, guys. That's Leodis Gym for you. And I just want you guys to keep in mind that, you know, we're all started somewhere. And these are kind of gyms you really need to be at if you're a beginner. And you need a PT as a beginner. You really do need that. We can't stress that enough, not just me. We all say that. I started with a personal trainer. So, you know, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. So yeah, this is Leodis Gym. Love it. I say best gym in Yorkshire, to be honest with you. So I want you to digest what these guys were saying, not just listen to it, implement it, and get on with it. You got to start. I think you'll thank yourself. You know you will. And just make a start. Just make a start. Make sacrifices where you need to. Because I know people say PT is expensive, and yeah, I get it, it is, but you know, how important is it? Like Stuart, the gym owner, was saying, you know, how important is it? So are you willing to make sacrifices for a little bit until where you don't need to, you out where you at and you have the knowledge to do what you need to do? And then you might want to get another PT person to take that to the next level. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you for watching it. I hope you got a lot of value from it. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't feel like work for me. So I'm going to head home and get me some protein after the gym session that I did not do. And so, yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one.